and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to answer the most burning and the most popular question you have, which is how much does it cost to live in a caravan? For the purpose of this video, we will compare the price of a pitch and electric hookup. We will also look into how much me and Marek use per day and how much it would cost on our site. So by the end of this video, you will have some exact figures. In my previous video, I was explaining that it is the most comfortable, the most convenient and also the safest to live or stay in a caravan on a campsite. But all the facilities of the campsites come with a price. And in this video you will find out how much it costs exactly. So if you consider living or rather staying in your caravan for prolonged periods of time, this is the video to watch. Give this video a like and let's crunch some numbers together. We will use the price for the year-round season, 12 months, which is £3,600, and this is the price for electric, 19p per kilowatt. Prices for seasonal pitch vary from region to region. It depends on the facilities and many different factors. So we are working today with 3,600 per year, which works out at about £10 per day for your pitch. Electricity is metered and all pitches have their meters. So for the purpose of this video, I took meter reading on our pitch and I calculated how much electricity me and Marek use per day at the time of making this video, which is early spring. And bear in mind that we are talking about a price of a hard standing pitch with full service, which means water, drainage for grey water and your electric hookup. Do you know how many units of electricity you use per day in your house or apartment? Have you ever wondered? Have you ever checked? I checked recently and it's about 25 units per day for us. And I know that it varies throughout the seasons, it changes with the seasons. we seem to have one season in the UK, really. But it is early spring right now, it's a bit milder than in winter. Rain and wind are a bit warmer, but we use about 25 units of electricity per day, mostly for heating and to power up a few other appliances. But of course, when finally it gets a bit warmer and drier, we will not use so much energy for heating our caravan, but there are still other appliances we use. But I bet that we use much more electricity in winter than in the summer, because we don't have to use so much heating in the summer and we don't have to use electricity to keep our lights on all the time. Here is the biggest energy eater, our oil-filled radiator, and we have a few other appliances which you probably have at home too. How much electricity do we use per day to power up all those appliances? Well, at the time of filming, we used 25 units, according to my meter readings, and they are very, very vague. This is just a rough reference, a rough estimate. But for the last 24 hours, we used about 25 kilowatt hours, and the price of one unit is 19 pence on our site. So my result and the cost of our average daily usage of electricity in early spring in North Devon is £4.75 per day. We could round it up to £5 to make our calculations a bit easier. Just to wrap up the cost of staying on your seasonal pitch for one day on the site where we live and work, based on the figure of £3,600 per year for your pitch, and this is a flat tariff. It doesn't matter if you are coming in low or high season. So we estimated that it's about £10 a day for your pitch, plus about £5 for electricity used per day, which varies, as we said, and it's very subjective because it depends on your usage, on how many appliances you use, how much heating you use, what's your comfortable temperature to live in, and so on. So we could say that each day we live here or we stay in our caravan on a seasonal pitch on the site where we live and work, Each day, let's say, of our stay is worth about £15. So how does it compare with a daily tariff in local campsites, which vary from season to season? There are different prices for low and different prices for high season. Sometimes there are fixed prices for electric hookup, sometimes electricity is metered. But we could assume that, on average, 2 people living in a caravan use up about £5 of electric per day. We know the daily rates now, but the important thing you have to bear in mind is that whether you choose a seasonal pitch or a touring pitch, which means either paying one side for keeping your caravan in one place for a year, or choosing different sites and paying for whatever time you spend on the site. Remember that in any case, whether it's a seasonal pitch or a touring pitch, you will not be allowed to stay on your pitch for more than 4 weeks in one go. And yes, sites do check it, and yes, you will attract attention. And if you arrive on a campsite and stay for more than a week or 2 weeks, I can guarantee that staff will keep a close eye on you, and they will check when you booked in, and they will make sure you leave before your 28 days are up, or on the day when your 28 days are up. Because if the campsites don't do it and they don't police the 28-day rule, they can lose a license, and that means going out of business. Are you ready for the final figures and the final bill for your 4-week stay on your pitch on a campsite? So let's start with a seasonal pitch because that's the cheapest option. But remember, still, you can't live on your seasonal pitch and you have to move every 4 weeks. But before your time is up, how much would you pay for your 28 days on a seasonal pitch? £10 for your pitch, about £5 a day for your electric, adds up to £15 times 28. It's £400.20 for 28 days on your seasonal pitch, based on the prices in the campsite where we work. And if you choose touring, if you don't want to spend the whole year on the same site, and you choose a touring site in our area, in the low season, your 4 weeks will cost you £840. And in the high season, ouch, your 4 weeks on a hard standing pitch with an electric hookup add up to, I'm really sorry, over £1,000. £1,064 for 4 weeks. So the cheapest option is 420, then low season 840, and high season £1,064 for just 4 weeks of living in your caravan on a hard standing pitch with an electric hookup. Ha! I told you, it takes a lot of money to live like a homeless person in a tiny space and use shared facilities campsites offer, and we in a plastic box which you have to empty every 2 to 3 days. Ha ha ha! Over £1,000 for 4 weeks in a high season, and that's if you are lucky to book a pitch, because during school holidays all campsites and all holiday parks are fully booked and you have to book your pitch a year in advance. So however you want to play it, for every 4 weeks of life in your caravan you will have to fork out anything between £420 for your 4 weeks on a seasonal pitch, to £840 in low season on a touring pitch, to over £1,064 in the high season. How does it compare to living in a studio flat, 1-bedroom flat? You tell me, because I haven't lived in a building for 6 years. So I don't know what's an average value of a council tax these days, how much you pay for your electricity per day, per month. Maybe you tell me. But £1,064, hey, that's a lot of money. So now you know, in short, it's not cheap. If you want to live in your caravan, prepare to fork out anything between £420 to over £1,000 in the high season for living in your caravan, staying in your caravan for up to 28 days at any given time. And don't be tricked, don't be fooled, don't be naive. Yeah, staying for 4 weeks on your seasonal pitch is much cheaper than doing touring and paying a normal tariff for visitors. But before you secure your seasonal pitch, you will be asked to produce a proof of your permanent address, and usually the requested type of proof is your council tax bill. And I talked about a seasonal pitch in more detail in my other video. Please check it out if you are interested. But don't be tricked, don't be naive. No one will really allow you to live in your caravan either on a seasonal pitch or on a touring pitch, because it's a risky business for campers. And yes, they do keep track. And yes, you will attract attention of wardens and staff working on site if you stay in your caravan for more than 3 or 4 weeks. Anyway, good luck to you. Do you still want to live in a caravan? How do these costs compare to your monthly cost of keeping a roof over your head? Please let me know in the comments. We love to read them, we love to respond to them, and sometimes we respond with a video. If you would like to see more of me and hear more about living in a caravan, perhaps maybe not after this video, maybe you are done with it, but yeah, if you would like to know more about what it's like to live in a caravan apart from paying huge bills every month, subscribe to the channel. It is free and it's the best way to show me that you like my videos and you would like to see more of me on YouTube. Thank you very much and see you in the next one. New video every Wednesday afternoon and a live chat, live stream, Q&A here on this channel on Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. I hope you will make it. Thank you. Bye-bye.